What's up, guys? Corporal 24 here. San Francisco Bay Area, California. Axis&Allies Global in 1940 on the anniversary board. This is what the board looks like after 3 rounds in the books. Again, this is not the official Young Grasshopper setup. Just want to be clear on that. It's been a very interesting game, and I'll give you the recap. So basically, Germany took Leningrad this last round. They secured the Baltic states. They moved most of their military into East Poland. As you can see, they had some aircraft, tanks, artillery, men, and they were joined by the Italian army. Italy took some of these territories. Doesn't look like the Axis are going to send their main force into East Ukraine or Belarus anytime soon, because as you can see, the Russians have a huge army here just ready to counterattack, and the Russians would love to trade men for tanks if they can. So it looks like the Axis are going to have to be very careful on which territory they go into. You would think that they would probably head south into Ukraine and put that whole army there, so the forces of Moscow really can't reach except the tanks and the fighter. Other than that, Germany just mainly concentrated on the Eastern Front, and they did build a destroyer to boost that navy up a little. Russia kind of just pulled back, waiting for the Axis to come to them. They have like almost 30 infantry, a lot of artillery, as you can see, tanks and a fighter. They did pull some men into China to help out the Chinese, and they got more men coming from Siberia, and they left 6 men in Stage Gulf. Japan continued to expand into China, but the Chinese took 2 territories back this last turn. The main Japanese army moved into Yunnan, kind of threatening Burma and also Saigon. They still have 4 divisions up in Suyun, and they built a factory this turn in French Indochina, which means they are most likely going to be threatening India soon. And the navy is around French Indochina. They have another navy off the Philippines and another navy off 62. Japan has a total of 5 aircraft carriers, and they're all fully loaded. So Japan doing very well, and they secured the last money island on this turn to East Indies. UK just holding in Australia, not much action. The fleet united with the American fleet off the Hawaiian Islands. India playing defense, as you can imagine. They did build a fleet off Season 15, a carrier, and they united with this destroyer cruiser that went up, but Italy took it out with 4 fighters, 2 bombers, and a sub. 2 fighters, a sub, and 2 bombers. England rolled pretty bad as Italy won the med battle, as you can see. And they're still building up here off Canada. Very precaution, I guess, moving in here, because Germany and Italy has a good air force, so the Allies are being very careful where they move. Italy just still has some forces in Morocco, Algeria. They're playing a game with England. They're both blitzing back and forth. No army wants to commit because there's a good chance either army could get wiped out. They do have 2 bombers. They've been bombing Egypt, and they didn't do it this last turn now. The main Italian army is with the main German army in East Poland, as you can see. They took some territories here, kind of a blitz in and blitz out with their tank. America is starting to build some small naval vessels, and they moved up to East Canada with their navy. We'll see where they go. This bomber continues to bomb Italy. Here they put a blocker off the Caroline Islands and they moved their whole fleet off Hawaii, trying to keep up with the Japanese and naval race. They have another carrier coming in with a fighter and destroyer. Chinese took two territories this last turn, and they were getting support from the Russians. So after 3 rounds in the books, still anyone's game. I feel like the Axis are getting momentum here, but the Russians have a lot of stuff here in Moscow, so that's going to be a while to crack. Western Allies really got to start moving soon, maybe next turn or the turn after, because like I said earlier, Russia's going to need some support. No one here is kind of going in the office. It's a cat and mouse game, and we'll see how long India can hold. And the Allies here are trying to get Japan's attention, but Japan has a very big navy and big air force, so we'll see what happens as we get in round 4. All right, guys, deuces.